Hey guys, and welcome back to an episode of This is 30. So today I wanted to talk about actively listening. So I feel like as I've quickly approached 30 in my lifetime, which I know is not nearly that old with that many life lessons, if you think about even my great granny who I've told you about, and how I have a series on this channel too, This is 100, so go check out some videos with her because she's definitely so much knowledge. But by the time I think about like my granny and even like my nana who I admire a lot too. Both of them didn't really actively start their business careers until they were a little bit older. And I think that that's something that, anyways, hold on, I'm getting way off topic. So here today we are talking about actively listening, and me being Chatty Cathy is kind of a good example because I feel like as I've gotten to 30, I have always been a talker. I love to talk. I love to talk. Even to the point where sometimes I feel I say that, but even to sometimes where, I just don't enjoy silence, so I'll just talk. But I was going to say that, but as a kid, at my mother's house, and my mother and my stepfather's only child, and then my dad has other children. So I really got the best of both worlds. I was the only child, and I grew up with siblings that I'm super close with, and they're my best friends. But I was saying I was talk. I was gonna say I like to talk just to hear myself talk because I don't like silence. But when I was at my mom's house, I was okay with silence. Maybe that's why I am so talkative. Talk. Because I did not mind being just in my own head. But anyways, that's, again, all my life I've been a very talkative person, and I feel like as I've gotten to 30, I've had to learn how to be an active listener, because a conversation doesn't go just one way. It's not just talking, it's listening too. And I feel early in my 20s, in my teenage years, I would be listening to somebody and I'm get to the point so I can say what I want to say. Well, first of all, that's selfish. Second of all, if you just were to actively listen, you might the thing that you were going to say, they might already know that information, and you might just be saying something just to say it. A great example, somebody could be telling you about their relationship problems, and they're telling you about your relationship problems and in your mind you're you just need to break up with them. Well, maybe if you let them get all these things off their chest, at the end of it they're gonna say, I just need to break up with him. And again, that's just an example, but that's the thing, is that if you're just listening okay, hurry up and finish so I can tell you just break up with him, are you really listening to all these valuable pieces of information that somebody is trusting in you and thinks that you care? Are you making this conversation about you and getting your voice out there? Or are you making it about them and listening and receiving the information they're saying and saying, yes, I hear you, I understand, understood, yes. Because sometimes that's all people need, really. I talk about this friend a lot, but I have a group of girlfriends, and one of us is in our 20s, one of us I'm about to be in my 30s, one of us is in our 40s, and one of us is in our 50s, and we are a tight, four squad. We definitely, we're very tight with each other. And, but as a unit too, we're tight individually, but we're also tight as a unit. And I feel Anne in her 50s, she is very much taught me so many life lessons by having such a close, valuable friendship with somebody. that can just give me that like perspective. And I feel like that's something she's told me a lot in our friendships, is because like I feel like when people sometimes are talking to me, I'm like problem, solution, and then I want to give them the solution I've come up with in my head. Well, Anne's a very like intelligent, like life experience and educated woman, so like 9 out of 10 solutions I'm gonna give to her, like she's probably already thought of or done on her own, because she, like, again, like that's the value of for me, the value of the relationship is she has so much wisdom to give me. And I think sometimes the value of the relationship for her, I don't know, I can't speak for her, is like just me learning how to be an active listener and being like, yeah, I hear you, that's not fun, or yeah, like I would feel that way too, or let me just be a supporting shoulder, or you know what, like I feel like just being optimistic, you know. And I can't put that on her. I don't know what she values, so I'm not trying to claim any of that. I'm just like giving examples. But I feel like with actively listening, that through the years doing these things, I've learned that silence is sometimes a lot more rewarding in an argument, in a fight. Even with my son, like, you know, he's only 3, but when I actively listen to him, he responds better. So instead of just like, you know, like not waiting for him to say something, like actually listening and saying like, why are you upset? And whatever he says, just listening to it, instead of me assuming like, are you upset because you can't have what you want, or whatever it is. Instead of saying all those things, instead just like actively listening to truly, rawly how he feels. And I feel like that's just definitely something I've had to learn, I've had to master, I've had to come to terms with, I've had to think about and process and receive. And I feel like after I've gotten there, it's just really fulfilled my cup, and definitely a life lesson I wanted to mention on this series. And I have to give a shout out to my girl Sierra. She definitely is the reason why I like thought of this, because we were speaking of this last night, and she's at a very young age a very, very great active listener, and I just think that speaks to her character immensely. She just is great at it, and some of us are naturally talkers and some of us are naturally listeners, but you have to fine-tune both of those skills to be like a well-rounded person. Too much of anything is not a good thing, and not enough of something is a bad thing too. So like life is just all about balance, you know. So anyways, thank you guys so much. I'll talk to you soon. Have a great day. Bye.